Welcome to the Unesh value trade. And as far as our opening hand goes, we've got Soul Ring, but we don't have double. Do we want to keep on this one? I think we actually end up mulliganing. I mean, I love Mana Crypt and I love Soul Ring, but the fact that if we don't hit double blue, or we just don't have a good source of card advantage, yeah, let's just go and mulligan on this one. I know that's very hard to pass up. Yes, I like this a lot better. We do have a ramp source. We have two blue sources. We have a counter spell. We will keep on this one. And at this point, we'll just put Glyph Keeper on the bottom of our library. There we go. Anything else? Let's go and lead off with, I guess it technically doesn't matter. So we're just going to lead off with Island and then anything else pass the turn over our opponent. But yes, welcome to the Unesh value trade. I want to say thank you so much, this Good Morning Vietnam video, for deciding to fly on the Unesh value train. Unesh and I know there are a lot of options for you to follow your dreams in outer space. And we would like to say thank you for deciding to ride on our space train in the outer space to follow your dreams. So it means a lot to us, supporting small businesses like that. Oh, there were run into a Soul Ring. All right, we're following our dreams right now. All right, let's have Manamo come down. Let's go Soul Ring. Let's just get this Chromatic Lantern down and let's see if this is good. We'll pass the turn to our opponent, see if they're cool with that, and then we'll get this game. We'll cover our commander. So we're playing Unesh, who's the conductor of the value train. In fact, look at Unesh, and the cool thing about Unesh is Unesh has posable thumbs. It doesn't even have posable thumbs, and he's the conductor of a train, which is very nice. Flying. Sphinx spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. Whenever Unesh or another Sphinx enters the battlefield under your control, via the top 4 cards of your library, factor Fiction pile, and then put 1 pile in your hand. 1 pile goes into the graveyard. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 total mana, so we're actually not looking at Unesh just yet, but I really like going Panharmonicon. This can be 1, 2, 3. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have something that just blows everything up. But if we go Panharmonicon and we hit the land drop next turn, that is just going to be absolutely stunning. So anything else, pass it back over to our opponent. Play gets Karametra, God of Harvest Moon. Indestructible Devotion 7 turns into a creature. Then whenever you cast a creature spell, you may search your library for a forest or a plains card, put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors, MTGOTraders. If you'd like to ride on the Unesh value train and get first class, head over to MTGOTraders. We have some first class tickets available. That way you can, follow your dreams into outer space. Also, let's give a quick shout out to inkgaming.com, inkgaming.com/Jolt. You can get anything off the website to help support the channel and treat yourself at the same time, which is very important. Make sure you treat yourself. And last but not least, I started a Patreon. So if you'd like to contribute to the Patreon, there's a link down in the description below. Get your name at the beginning or the ending of the credits to help support cool content like this. And if you can get your hands on some of these sweet tokens, make sure that you're patron of my Patreon. You'll be automatically entered into my giveaway. So there we go. Unfortunately, we do not hit a 6th land for Unesh. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. But then it's also going to cut us off mana drain. So I think at this point, we actually just end up passing the turn. Yeah, I think that'll be good. And so, yeah, we'll just end up passing the turn. Hopefully we can catch something with this mana drain just to get Unesh down. A little bit of metagaming. I have played against this Karametra deck. In fact, I played against it last night, and we know that it's full of board wipes. And so, I guess an argument could be made. I mean, because technically we got the 5 mana for Pact of Negation. If we get down to Unesh and we want to we need to have some sort of protection for a board wipe. I think that's going to be the main issue right now. So let's see what else is going to happen, or at least what else we draw into. A land would just be absolutely wonderful, even something just like a Brainstorm or a Cantrip effect. All right, so Arcane Denial. Okay, I guess at this point that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're looking at grabbing Karametra. Yeah, I think we still just end up passing the turn. I mean, we could Clever Impersonator on Panharmonicon if we really wanted to go to town, but let's just see if we can't catch a little bit of extra mana off that mana drain. So, and if you haven't seen the Unesh value train, let's say you're new to the channel, welcome. Hope you're excited. The name of this game is, you can see it right now, it's Panharmonicon and getting Unesh, or getting Sphinxes on the battlefield very, very cheaply. And if you haven't played this deck or you think about building it, you can build it fairly budget friendly. Really, you just need Unesh, you need Panharmonicon, and you need Conjurer's Closet, and then just a lot of ramp. And so, yeah, there you go. You're good to go. There's a lot of good things you can do with that. And opponent end, there's another tap land. I was hoping we could try to grab a Karametra with that mana drain. There we go, Thrain Dynamo. So let's do this. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And that'll still end up working out for us because that still leaves up Arcane Denial. It kind of keeps us open on stopping any sort of value from our opponent and finally allows us to go for Unesh. Now, the only downside to us hitting Thrain Dynamo is we are like strapped on blue mana. In fact, once we get Unesh down, that's going to be all of our blue mana. So I'm going to try our best to hopefully generate some sort of blue mana value. And actually, we're going to see Stirring Wildwood get activated. Sorry, I'm recording in the morning, and if you don't know, my wife and I, we had a baby, and Loretta was asleep, and so I was like, all right, I'm going to go toss my headset on real quick, and she just texts me that she's getting fussy. And so I guess she's kind of mad that I didn't invite her to the Unesh value train. And so we may have to make a quick pit stop after this game to go pick her up. So, all right, so we got Stirring Wildwood. If our opponent's really not going to be playing into any of our counter magic, we'll probably end up doing is because Clever Impersonator, Brainstorm. Yeah, since we do have Pact of Negation, we need to get this going. So let's go for let's get Unesh down. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and that still gives us access to Chromatic Lantern. And we can still leave, yeah, either way, we're going to have to get down on 2 mana. So, have Unesh enter the battlefield. We should be able, we haven't even hit a land drop yet. It's turn 7. So, between 2 Factor Fictions, we should, and then Universal Automaton is basically a free Factor Fiction. So, we're going to take pile 1 because even though we could get lands, that Universal is going to be free. So, and then we should be able to grab a land pile out of this next one right here. So, bummer. All right. So, but Stubborn Denial is a good option because that kind of keeps us open on Chromatic Lantern. We can use that as a counter magic because Stubborn Denial works out beautiful with Unesh because Unesh is a 4/4, which is a pretty good option. So, however they decide to split it up, unless it's just insanely good, we're going to take Stubborn Denial, Cryptic Command. So let's go Universal Automaton. There we go. That's going to be a double. And this is one of those things where it was printed in Modern Horizons or whatever set it was. And I'm like, that's a 1 mana changeling that's free in Unesh. Very, very good. So we'll probably end up grabbing Wasteland just to have a land drop. I mean, because we're doing good on counter magic. We've got Mana Drain, we've got Pact, we've got Arcane Denial. In fact, let's go and kind of gather all of our items together. Let's grab ourselves pile 2. Let's get that other Unesh value train. One of the other things that if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the Unesh value train, there's a things called going into hyperdrive, and so this is kind of what we're doing right now. We're going to choose pile 2. Definitely want to get those lands. Let's have the blue source come down. Is there anything else that's going to leave us 2 total mana? I think we just pass the turn, because that keeps us way open on a lot of mana. All right, so we're going to kick the turn back over to our opponent. We are doing very good. We're able to make up for those 2 land drops that we didn't hit. And then anything else, I think we just passed the turn. So at this point, since we did end up getting a lot of value, we're still going to hold on to our lands. Let's get rid of Brainstorm. We're going to get rid of, because Clever Impersonator is going to be another Unesh for us. And let's get rid of Factor Fiction. I do like Cryptic Command if we're going to try to close this game out. And we've got 10 cards in the hand. We're going to hold on to another Sphinx. And I guess since we do have Conundrum Sphinx, we'll actually get rid of Clever Impersonator. We'll get rid of Wasteland. We need to get rid of one more. And I guess, actually, we don't really need Cryptic Command that bad. So, all right, there we go. I like that a lot. All right, so we've got 3 counter magic that we can basically go for Mana Drain. We can go for Arcane Denial. We've got Pact of Negation. We've got 2 Sphinxes that we can just roll out next turn with the mana available with Chromatic Lantern. And then we've got Stubborn Denial as another kind of protection spell. So we've got some good stuff, and especially if we're playing against a Selesnya deck that has a lot of board wipes, we should be in a pretty good spot. But yeah, there's a lot of times in 1v1 Commander where you get down Unesh and simply just getting down a Panharmonicon, you can see that we've already dug like 15 cards deeper than our opponent. They're at 85 cards in their library. We're at 71. And, we're just now getting started. So you can see how potent Unesh can be. And you can see what I'm talking about, where if you wanted to build this in kind of a value build, where it's just get a lot of mana rocks, get Unesh down, and just start getting a lot of little options. Okay, so we've got Eidolon of Blossoms. That's going to be a enchantment card draw. Yeah, let's go ahead and cash in a Mana Drain for that. I think that'll work out, because that's going to give us a little bit of extra mana. That's going to kind of We'll see what we rip into. Okay, and then we still have Pact of Negation to go for. They've only got 3 mana left. One of the main reasons why we were going to stomp this Eidolon of Blossoms is until our opponent just scoops from value, we want to make sure that the card advantage stays on our side of the battlefield. So, and a huge shout out to our opponent for at least letting us get this far. Sometimes when you get a lot of those Fact or Fiction piles, it feels pretty rough, not gonna lie. I've been on the other end of it before when somebody played my list against me, and I was like, it feels like I'm in Bizarro land whenever that happens. So, since we do have a little bit of extra mana, I guess we just go for Conundrum Sphinx, and we'll see if we can't utilize one of these Fact or Fiction piles with that mana drain that we do have. So, all right, we're gonna have it enter the battlefield. We get to choose a, yeah, we'll just get these Fact or Fiction piles going, then we'll kind of go from there. Okay, so we're actually going to end up choosing pile 1 because that's going to get us a lot of Sphinxes. We're going to get another pile, and that's another good thing about a Me-Boy Changeling is it just gives you just so many good options. And I think at this point, our opponent's just giving us just value piles at this point, so it looks like they're just kind of, not necessarily calling it quits, but just... just giving us all the Sphinxes on this one. So let's go and push in for 4. And that's one of the bummers is, like you do eventually get to this point to where there's not much you can really do as an opponent if you don't have a board wipe. So, all right, so we're going to go and swing in for 4. That's going to knock them down to 26, and that'll be 4 total commander damage. And I guess we still end up, we'll see if they end up going for another... If they just give us a pile again. If they give us a pile, then we're just going to go ahead and scoop it up because... I think that may be them admitting defeat because yeah, it's a little hard to give commentary when they're giving you just the straight piles. All right, opponent's gonna scoop it up on this. We got that Me-Boy Changeling. That was the final straw as we went into hyperdrive. Like I mentioned with Unesh, once you just get Fact or Fiction piles going in 1v1, you can just see where it just went off. We only had 2 land drops down all the way on turn 7. Thankfully, we were able to kind of rebound with a lot of mana, and Panharmonicon just generates a ton of value. So anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to the Unesh value train. As far as our opening hand goes, I'd love it if we had like a couple more lands, but that is definitely not going to get it done. So let's go and mulligan on this one. That's going to be 1. Yeah, let's go one more go. Yeesh. We'll keep on the... Yeah, we've got Time Twister, so we'll probably just land, Greaves, and then Time Twister. So we'll keep on this one. We do have to put 2 cards on the bottom of our library. I think at this point we'll put Imprisoned in the Moon, and... Lightning Greaves... Yeah, Lightning Greaves does give us a pretty good option against Golos to protect. I think we need to hold on to that. I was wanting to leave up Force of Negation. Yeah, let's do that. We'll get rid of Disallow, and hopefully we run into something nice. But yes, welcome to the Unesh Value Train. Hope you're excited to fly into outer space and follow your dreams. That's what Unesh and I would hopefully... all of our patrons on the train would hopefully do that. That's kind of why we're here, to fly into outer space. So, see what we draw into the turn. Our Curator of Mysteries. Let's have Island come down, and then anything else we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. We're playing Unesh, Criosphinx Sovereign, the official conductor of the value train. Flying Sphinx spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. Then, whenever you cast, whenever Unesh enters the battlefield or another Sphinx, Fact or Fiction for 4, 1 pile goes into our hand, 1 pile goes into the graveyard. Playing against Golos, Tireless Pilgrim, which has been a minute since we played against Golos. I'm kind of excited about that. And, oh, dang it. Yeah, we could have technically, I guess we could have gone for Force of Negation with Curator while I was reading, but hey, that happens sometimes. Let's go Lightning Greaves. That's going to be 1-2, and then anything else, pass it over to our opponent. We will keep up Force of Negation open on Curator of Mysteries. That way, if we need to catch something pretty quick, and maybe they're going to try to roll out a quick mana rock with... I don't know, with Mishra's Workshop, then we can stop that from happening. Playing against Golos, Tireless Pilgrim, but we might actually just see Golos coming down himself, which, well, yeah, that sounds like a pretty good option. Playing against Golos, enters the battlefield, search your library for a land, put it on the battlefield tap, then shuffle your library, then for a 2-mana Wooburg activation, exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play them without paying their mana cost this turn. So, and that's going to be an Urbor, which allows them to, That's some pretty good stuff. All right, so they're going to end up passing the turn. Yeah, I guess at this point we should have gone for something with Force and Negation, but like I said, I was reading Unesh and goofed up on that one just a little bit. Let's have the land drop down for the turn, and I think we just Time Twister. Yeah, I think so. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. I mean, I know it helps our opponent out, but at this point, we've got nothing going on our side. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, anything else, pass it back over there. So we do have Stubborn Denial, which is absolutely wonderful in this deck. I was hoping that we were going to hit some sort of, Soul Ring, Mana Crypt. That really kind of helps us power out Unesh. But at this point right now, at least we do have the 4th lane drop for the turn, and that allows us to, maybe keep up something like Aether Spouts. And I know we'll see what sort of build we're against our opponent. We did see Mishra's Workshop come out pretty quick. So I'm going to assume it's some sort of historic or artifact style deck. But at least having a lot of these options really does help us out. Now, we're not actually running Hercule's Recall in here or anything like that. So we're not going to be able to bounce the artifacts back to our opponent's hand. But it is refreshing to see a kind of a, uh-oh. All right, so we got 3 cards entering the exile zone. That is a copy artifact breeding pool and Foundry Inspector. So um, we'll see what artifact's going to be. Maybe Joy Ruse. No, Lightning Ruse. Okay, they're going to get that onto Golos. One of the things that might end up helping us out would be something like Cyclonic Rift. We can send a lot of this stuff back to their hand. But if they're just going for kind of like an artifact build of Golos, then I feel like, if that's the worst that's going to happen on turn 4 is, oh, there we go. Look at that Soul Ring. Okay. All right, so we go Soul Ring. That's going to be 1, 2. And that's going to give us 3 total mana. Since we do have 1, 2, we have 3 Sphinxes. We've got an Open Pact of Negation. We have Aether Spouts. I think at this point what we'll do is simply just pass the turn. Maybe, just maybe our opponent decides to swing in again with Golos. Then we can go for Aether Spouts and put them on the... well, if we end up doing that, they can actually go Golos to put it on top. And then, yeah, I guess Imperial Seal. Yeah, we're going to let that go on through. Worst case scenario with that Imperial Seal, if we have to stop something, we have Pact Navigation to stop that. If it's something just like game breaking that's going to really kind of shift the game into their favor, then we'll end up kind of going for that. And I'd really like to hold on to Pact of Negation as kind of like almost a heroic intervention for the deck, because if they have some sort of board wipe or we get a lot of Sphinxes down, or let's say we have Panharmonicon, we really want to make sure we can protect the value board state that we've assembled. So, all right, it's going to be Golos, and we're going to see what where'd the reveal zone go? There you go. All right, that's going to be, yeah, we've got to stop that. So we go Pact of Negation. All right, so we're going to be able to stop that, because after that, then it's just pretty brutal. We'll see if they have any counter magic. They've got Swamp out there. All right, so we're gonna at least we dodge Omniscience, and we're looking at Thrasios, which is another option that we don't really want to see, but it's better than nothing. So. All right, so we'll get that breeding pool. Actually, we'll just leave this reveal zone popped up. So at least we kind of dodged. Now, we do end up actually having to pay for that Pact of Negation, which is a little bit of a bummer. Take an entire turn off for that. But at least we allowed us to continue into the game. And we'll see what we can assemble for next turn. We're really only going to have about 1 mana left over. And, Stubborn to... Well, Stubborn Denial, Force Spike for 1. All right, so we're going to be able to Stubborn Denial on Tezzeret. That feels pretty good. All right, so we're going to be able to stop that one. That gets Tezzeret out of there. We're still open to Golos going for those activations, but mentally we've already won with... getting rid of Tezzeret and Omni, and unfortunately that cut us down on 1 mana on Aether Spouts, but they're going to be swinging in. That's going to be oh god, that just feels good when you can just like karate chop 4 different attacks, even if we lose the game. It still just felt mentally, it felt good. All right, it's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 3. All right, so we do pay for that Pact of Negation. That's going to be another islands. Have island come down, and then anything else we pass the turn. So we can at least represent counter magic. With 2 blue mana, we'll see what we can assemble. But yeah, that did feel pretty good. And but yeah, I already covered. Oh, they put Omniscience on top of their library, and I think. Let's see what they do. One of the things, yeah, when you've got Omniscience and stuff like, oh, that's a bummer with Noxious Revival. Okay, they're gonna get it on this one. We tried to dodge it, but unfortunately, that's gonna be happening with the Unesh value train. It is refreshing to see a non-control version of Golos where it's just kind of a little busted, but we're going to see Scroll Rack. Let's see what the payoff is. If it looks like they're about to just go infinite, where they're just drawing a bunch of cards and different things like that, then we'll end up scooping it up. But it's going to be Scroll Rack. And we can technically dodge it. I mean, if they just don't have a ton of stuff in their hand, we'll see. But Ooh, that's going to be Ugin. That's going to be 3 damage. I mean, we can technically kind of still rift our way out of this one. That's going to put us down to 16. We've got 3, 6, 8. That's going to be 9 coming across. So really, technically, we're dead on the back end the next time they swing in. So we'd almost have to hit Cyclonic Rift or Bust. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We actually do have enough mana for a Cyclonic Rift. That's going to be Fellwar Stone, which is, they get to cast for free, which is always nice to see that, off something like Scroll Rack and getting to cast spells for free. And they're going to go for a Spirit activation off of having double Ugins on the battlefield. So one of the downsides to playing against Ugin is that with Ugin, Ugin really cleans out a mono blue, a mono color. I mean, really any deck Ugin you don't really want to see, but especially against something like Unesh, to where we need to get a lot of our Sphinxes down, or at least keep Unesh on the battlefield. That's one of the downsides. So let's see what we draw into. I mean, we still got Aether Spout, so we're a little bit of option in here. So that's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got 8 total mana. Yeah, I guess we still end up going Aether Spouts. I mean. Technically, we can Aether Spouts. They put some stuff on top of their library, but we'll see what we can do. But yeah, at least we'll just kind of make it a little bit troublesome with Aether Spouts, because you never know. We might get insanely lucky and be able to I don't know, draw our way out of this one. But it's not looking that good. So, ooh, and they rip a Consecrated Sphinx up the top. Not rip a top, but activation with Thrasios. So. Okay, they're going to go for another Thrasios activation. That's going to be 3 damage to us. That puts us down to 4. But yeah, we're going to go Aether Spouts. I mean, that'll at least give us an option to buy us another turn without them going in. If our opponent does have any counter magic, that would not be good. But at least at this point, we can. There we go. I'll send the whole crew in. Let's go Aether Spouts. Why not? Let's 1, 2. And our opponent's just sitting there rolling their head like, okay. So I'm going to go Aether Spouts. For each attacking creature puts on the top or the bottom. So we'll see how they want to sequence this. There are some shenanigans to where they can resequence these creatures and then go for a Golos activation, but I think that trigger still resolves. Oh, they're going to go for Vampiric Tutor. So let's see what they put on top, because I guess technically they could tutor for like a counter spell. And then if they've got it, they've got it. Okay, it's going to be a Thrasios activation, I guess, with a Vampiric Tutor, Cryptic Command. Okay, so they're going to be able to, I think, just cast Cryptic Command, counter target spell, drawing a card. All right, so good game to our opponent. At least worth a shot on that one. You get to see Omni come down and allow them to cast a bunch of stuff. And, most of the time, this is the kind of board state we're trying to assemble over here. So our opponent just assembled a little bit quicker, and that's how Magic goes. So anyways, if you enjoyed your time on the Unesh value train into outer space where you followed your dreams, hopefully, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.